The Pixel 11 is better than the Pixel 10, and that's exactly the problem. Because I'm starting to think the biggest upgrade isn't actually the phone, it's the AI running on it. And that might be the most important thing to understand about the Pixel 11. Don't get me wrong, Google has upgraded the hardware. We've got the new Tensor chip, improvements to the cameras, better performance, but look at the Pixel 11 next to the Pixel 10. It doesn't exactly scream new generation. The design is familiar, the display is pretty much the same. The cameras are getting better, but we're still talking about incremental improvements on a hardware that is already really good. And that's exactly the problem with modern smartphones, because how much better can they actually get? Google's answer is basically AI, and once you start looking at the Pixel 11 through that lens, the phone becomes a lot more interesting. Because instead of just giving you another faster processor or a slightly better camera, Google is actually trying to make the phone do things for you. Take the new Dictation feature, for example. Instead of simply converting your voice into text, it can understand what you're saying, clean it up, and make the final message actually readable. So you can talk naturally and the phone handles the messy part. And then there's the live dubbing feature. You can play a video in a different language and the Pixel can translate and dub it in real time. But here's where I think Google has a problem. Because once you strip away the AI, what's really making you want to upgrade? The Pixel 11 is smarter, the battery is better, the cameras are better, the software is smarter. But if you already have a recent flagship, are any of those things enough to make you spend hundreds of dollars again? And that's something the Pixel 11 can't really solve. And Google actually makes this even harder to justify with some of its decisions this year. The Pixel 11 lineup is getting more expensive, while the Pro models start at 12 gigs of RAM, compared with 16 on some previous models. Now, before anyone says 12 gigs of RAM is absolutely enough for a smartphone, the Pixel 11 isn't suddenly gonna feel slow. But when you're asking people to pay more for a new flagship, you don't want them looking at the spec sheet wondering, what did I get for my extra money? And that's why I don't think the Pixel 11 is a bad phone. Actually, I think it's going to be one of Google's best Pixels yet. But I also don't think everyone should upgrade to it. I mean, if you're coming from an older Pixel or another device that is a few years old, this thing makes a lot more sense. You're getting better cameras, a better battery, better performance, a smarter phone, and all of those AI features in one package. But if you're already using a Pixel 9 or 10, I would honestly wait. Because the Pixel 11 isn't selling you a completely new phone, it's selling you a smarter one. And whether that's worth upgrading for really comes down to one question. Are Google's new AI features something that you're actually gonna use every day? Because if they are, then the Pixel 11 is a much bigger upgrade than you might think. But if they're not, you're probably going to be better off with the phone you already have.